Next topic in our subject is integrated circuits. Integrated circuits, in short, it is called as IC. So these ICs are very popular in general, and we are always using these ICs in all our laptops, computers, and TV, etc. and places. Okay, everywhere we are using ICs. And in this class, we are going to discuss about what are the different types of ICs, how they are manufacturing the ICs and all. Okay, so let us quickly move into our topic, integrated circuit. The definition for the integrated circuit is given by: the integrated circuit is a miniature low-cost electronic circuit that consisting of active and passive components fabricated together in a single chip of silicon. So integrated circuit is a miniature size. Oh, okay. Actually, suppose we have to build one CE amplifier, so we need to take some resistors, transistor, and etc. And we have to solder all these components. So in the ICs, these all components are fabricated in a single chip, and the size is also miniature, very small size. Okay, the entire circuit will be fabricated will be fabricated on a single chip, a small chip. Everything will be there in a small chip. That type of chips are called as integrated circuits. So these integrated circuits will having the active components as well as the passive components. So what are all the active components we have? Active components are transistors and diodes. Okay, the transistors and diodes are called as active components. When we go for the passive components, the resistors, capacitors, inductors are called as the passive components list. And these passive components can able to build inside the integrated circuit. We are not going to fabricate inductors inside the ICs because it will be costlier and the inductor size is bulk. That's why only the passive components, resistors and capacitors are going to be built inside the integrated circuits. Okay, so the integrated circuit is a miniature low cost electronic circuit that consisting of active components as well as a passive components. Active components in the sense transistors and diodes. So transistors in the sense either MOSFETs, FETs, normal BJTs, everything we can integrate inside the ICs. And the next is, what are all the advantages using the integrated circuit? We will see one by one. The miniaturization and hence increased equipment density. So miniaturization means the small in the size. Okay, actually in olden days the computer sizes and the laptop sizes and phone sizes are very big and huge sizes, right? So nowadays we are getting very thin laptops and very thin um, mobile phones like that. How it is happening means because of miniaturization of circuits. So the large circuits can be designed using a small chip. Due to this miniaturization, we are using the equipment, increased equipment density. Okay, and size is also getting less and cost reduction. So if you want to buy individual components, that will be costlier. But if you want to purchase an integrated circuit, it is somewhat cheaper than the discrete components. And increased system reliability due to elimination of solder joint. So when we solder the joints of a CE amplifier, we may have some loose contact and we may have a chance to give wrong connection, something like that. But if we use the same CE amplifier inside the integrated circuit, it won't be like that because it does not have any solder joints externally or internally. Okay, next thing, the improved functional performance. The IC performance is high. And the next thing is matched devices. So we can easily match those devices. One IC has been damaged means we can replace with the same number IC. Okay, and next thing is increased operating speeds. These ICs can operate with a more speeds than the discrete components, and reduction in the power consumption. And these ICs will take low power consumption and do the same operation like discrete components. So these all are the advantages of an integrated circuits. So Because of these advantages, we are going to use the ICs instead of a discrete components, and it is somewhat easier to work with the ICs. Next, we are going to see about the classification of ICs. So classification, how they are classified, the ICs. Integrated circuits can be classified into based on their uh, signals, what they are processing. Okay, analog ICs, digital ICs, and the mixed signal ICs. So analog ICs will takes the analog signals and process and gives the output signal. Okay, so here both input signal, output signal, and the processing unit all are analog processing units. And in the case of digital ICs will take the digital inputs and process in the digital format using logic gates, and then gives the output in the digital format only. So digital format in the sense zeros and ones only. Analog format in the sense in the waveforms like sinusoidal signal. Next thing, the last type of an IC is a mixed signal ICs. So mixed signal in the sense it can able to process both analog signals and digital signals on the same chip. So in this mixed signal ICs, we will have some digital to analog converters. So D to A converter and A to D converter will be there. So depending upon our requirement, it will use that A to D converter or not. Okay, it can able to take analog signals as well as the digital signals and process, and then gives the analog output as well as digital output depending upon our requirement. Okay, these type of ICs are called as mixed signal ICs. It can able to process both analog signals as well as the digital signals. So digital ICs, the digital integrated circuits can contain millions of logic gates. As I told, the digital ICs work with an integrated circuits like logic gates and etc. The flip-flop, multiplexers and other circuits in a few square millimeter inside a small size chip. We have the millions of components like gates, flip-flop, multiplexers and other. And the small size of these circuits allows high speed, low power dissipation and a reduced manufacturing cost. Okay, as it's small in size, and also it will work with a high speed. So these digital ICs typically microprocessor, DSP and microcontrollers and work with a binary mathematics process ones and zeros. So we all are know the microprocessor chips and microcontroller chips and the DSP chips, everything are the digital ICs. Okay, these ICs will take zeros and ones format as a signal sequences as a signal, and then process and then gives the output in the digital format only zeros and ones. So when we go for analog ICs such as the sensors, the power management circuits and the operational amplifier work by the processing the continuous signals. Analog in the sense continuous signals. So like our sinusoidal signals, it varies continuously, and these signals will be processed by the analog signals. They perform the functions like amplification, active filtering, demodulation, mixing, etc. Okay, so one more classification of an ICs based upon the requirement, the two different ICs technologies, namely monolithic technology and hybrid technology, how they are fabricated, like that they are classified. See, these integrated circuits mainly classified into two types based on the manufacturing technology. So one is monolithic circuits and another one is the hybrid IC circuits. So in monolithic IC circuits, what we are going to do is on a single chip, mono in the sense single. So in a single chip, all components are going to be fabricated. So entire circuit will be fabricated inside one chip only, on the one chip only. But in hybrid circuits, we will fabricate each circuit in a different chips, and inside IC, these all chips are joined using some wires or something else. Okay, so in monolithic IC, entire circuit will be fabricated in a single chip. In hybrid circuit, so each individual circuit will be fabricated in different chips, and these all chips are joined to form one integrated circuit. So in monolithic ICs are again classified into bipolar technology and unipolar technology. So in bipolar technology, the PN junction isolation and dielectric isolation technologies are used to fabricate the components on the chip. And in unipolar technology, this technology is used to fabricate the JFET and MOSFETs. Okay, these are all the classification based on the technology used for the fabrication. Next, the classification of ICs. So based on the chip size, ICs are classified into SSI, small scale integration. It is a short form of small scale integration, SSI technology. It will have less than the 10 gates and less than 100 components. So these small scale integration ICs will have less than 10 gates, like our gates, no, normal logic gates we can build using SSI technology, and the components, if you see, less than 100 components we can able to fabricate inside the one IC. And MSI in the sense medium scale integration. In the medium scale integration, we may have 10 to 100 gates per chip, less than 500 components. So this is MSI technology. And LSI technology, large scale integration technology. So in this technology, 100 to 1000 gates per the chips can able to build. And VLSI, very large scale integration, more than 1000 gates per the chip we will have. And ultra large scale integration, ULSI, more than 10,000 gates per the chip. So these are all the based on the chip size and how many components inside the ICs. These ICs are classified into small scale integration, medium scale integration, large scale integration, very large scale integration, and ultra large scale integration. So here now we are always working with a VLSI and a ULSI nowadays. So because we need more components inside one IC. And next thing is IC packages. IC package in the sense how they are packing, how the chip is enclosed. So we can fabricate all the components inside one chip, right? So this chip has to enclose with some case. That case is called the package. So the packages are divided into three types. One is metal can package. The metal can package is also called as PO package. And the next package is dual inline package. It is most widely used package, and we always see this package. And flat package. These are all the three types of packages for IC fabricating and enclosing. So we will see one by one. The metal can package. So metal can package can be available for the 3, 5, 8, 10 and 12 pins. So also called the transistor pack. The metal can package has one more name, that is transistor pack. Now, the planes is effective of heat dissipation, hence used in the power amplifiers. So as it is enclosed in a metal can, these metal can ICs are enclosed in a metal can. So it has effective heat dissipation in the sense whatever the heat generated inside the ICs, that can easily dissipated to environment. Okay, because of that this is used for the power amplifiers. So this is the diagram for the metal can ICs. So see, this is called metal can and these all are leads for the IC. Okay, so this we can see in our laboratory. Normal transistors are fabricated using this BC107 and 2N236 are fabricated using this ICC. This is an IC or this is the metal can transistor. And next thing we are going to see about the dual inline package. This is a dual inline package IC. We always see this. It is a popular for the commercial applications. Chip mounted inside a plastic or ceramic case. So the chip is mounted inside the plastic case here, plastic or ceramic case, and easy to handle and mount, widely used. Easy to handle because it is, as it is mounted inside the ceramic case, we can easily handle. Okay, and mount anywhere, wherever we want, we can just insert it and we can remove it wherever if we don't want. So widely used and available with the 12 pin, 14 pin, 16, 20, 40 pins, etc. And also available for the less pins like 8 pins. Okay, 8 is also available. and 8-pin DIP is called as a mini DIP. 8-pin DIP is also called as mini DIP package. So here you can see it is a mini DIP package. So 8 pins are arranged into the two lines. That's why it is called as dual inline. So we will see first. See, 4 pins are one side and the remaining 4 pins will be on another side. So that's why it is called as dual inline. These pins are arranged into two lines. That's why it is called as dual inline package. These ICs we always see in our laboratory. And the last package type is a flat package. So this is a flat package. We use it in the circuits where the space is critical. Wherever the space is more important, that time we use this flat package. So because the flat package contains large circuits and it may have many number of input output pins. Okay, the chip is enclosed in a rectangular ceramic case. So in a rectangular form only it is. So the chip is enclosed inside the rectangular ceramic case, and these pins are taken out to the sides and ends. So all four sides we can observe the pins. Okay, this is one of the flat package IC. This is another. So this these type of ICs we can see inside our laptops, desktops, and TVs, and some places like DVD player is inside. So where the space is very important, that places we use this flat package. Okay.